Welcome back to That's Delivered. I'm your host, Trucking Ray, and today's episode is a part of African American Women in Trucking Association series where it highlights voices and experiences and stories of women moving the industry forward every day. Today, our guest is Johnique Taylor, better known as the Queen of Trucking, founder of the Real Queen of Trucking and a proud member of African American Women in Trucking Association community, AAWTA. We're talking about her journey in trucking, the realities women face on the road, safety, mental health, mentorship, and why representation matters in the industry. Janique, welcome to the show. Janique, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, wonderful. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. So glad to have you on. I know you're a busy person, making things happen out there. I mean, you're the queen of trucking. Tell us about that. How did you get that going?
Yes, well, I've been in trucking for many, many, many years, and I play so many different hats and roles, and I wear it all. So I first started driving tractor trailers back in 1997 while in the Army, and I just continued over all the years and explored throughout the industry within itself, with the trucking industry on all ends of it, from trucking, the logistics and pouring, the dispatching side, the brokerage side, and like I say, I'm also a truck driver myself. Been everywhere in the United States trucking and driving an 18 wheeler. So,
Wow. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, you're doing it all. Did you see yourself working in the trucking industry independently or as you're doing now?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Back in my 20s, when I got out the military, had kids, I always had a plan of action of knowing that once I got to my 40s, I'm going to travel, teach, and train and mentor. And that's exactly what I do now. But it did not happen overnight. It took time to get here, of paving the way. And I love to be that female in trucking to help pave the way for other women nowadays.
Yeah. So what attracted you to trucking? For a lot of people out there that's trying to put the pieces together, hey, what should I do? What attracted you to the trucking industry?
Well, as a kid, I was always fascinated with the big tractor trailers. So then ended up going to the army, and that's what I did in the military was transportation, driving, and logistics as well. So once I got out, I saw that as an opportunity to explore so many different avenues. And again, being in the essential industry all these years, and being in the industry where you can create multiple streams of income, you can be on different sides of the business. It was definitely, ideally for me to be able to grow with the industry.
Did anyone inspire you to be behind the wheel, a certain individual?
No, not at all. I paved my way over the years and saw the big opportunity and step by step built those bricks to make it happen. Let them bricks be my stepping stones and just kept going with it. And still today, still in it.
Nice. I mean, think of the bricks. That's a lot of reason why I picked that for my backdrop in in the podcast. It takes one, and then you gotta keep going. You know, when I
Uh,
was younger, that was the first thing I learned, and actually was a course in high school teach about laying bricks. So I know that's a good illustration. I like that.
mm-hmm.
Tell us about that. Walk us through your first year of trucking. Do you kind of remember anything that you could recall for us?
Ooh, baby. Hey, we talking 28 years in this industry, and I can barely remember yesterday, nonetheless 28 years ago. I can tell you one thing about it though. Back then, especially once, got back into the civilian world of driving and all that good stuff, wasn't a lot of women out there in trucking. Very far and few. And again, if you saw women in trucking, they didn't look like me or the next person or anything else, which again was far and few. So also earlier years was being in a male dominant industry as a female. That was always a challenge. Um, but to this day, once again, this many years later, as I like to say, I've earned my respect in this industry. So I don't deal with the challenges like that, but there are so many challenges that women face in this industry. So
Yeah, I can only imagine. I mean, talking with a lot of people from AATA that come on the show, it is an eye opener. Women in trucking. What's the biggest misconception people have about women truck drivers?
to think that women can't do this job, to feel that this is not a space for women to be in. Once again, you have to keep in mind, as a male dominant industry that we're in, a lot of people may think that until they get to really see it and see hands on that, hey, we're moving America just like the next person. So that is a huge misconception that women can't do the job. once again, women are holding their weight left and right out here on this road. And trucking is not easy. It doesn't matter what space that you're in the trucking industry, especially the driver space. It's not easy being out there on that road. It's not easy driving thousands and thousands of miles a week. It's not easy being away from home. It's not easy living inside of a 72-inch sleeper day in and day out for weeks on weeks at a time. It's not easy as a female having to survive out there on the road in a male dominant industry, in a truck stop, showering and sleeping in a truck stop parking lot and all that good stuff. Sometimes sleeping at the docks of the shipper or the receiver. So again, it does have its good, the bad, and as I say, the ugly.
Yeah. Do you still feel women have to prove themselves more than men?
Not at all. For a woman that comes in this industry thinking that, that's the misconception right there, because we don't have to prove ourselves anymore. We're here now. We're not still asking for permission, which permission was never had to be asked to be granted to come into this industry. But again, as a powerful Black woman myself, I love to tell women, hey, be bold, be proud, and stand out in within what you believe that you deserve. So if a woman think that they can come out here and handle that big tractor trailer on the road in a male dominant industry, I'm all for it. I'm a big advocate for women in trucking.
That's amazing. Yeah, thank you for doing that. Have you had a moment where you felt underestimated because you're a woman?
Oh, absolutely. During the younger years in trucking, it sure did. Back when I worked corporate America or regular, trucking companies, transportation management positions, I had a lot of male counterparts that, underestimated my ability, my knowledge, and my experience. But again, I showed up and showed out every single time, again, proving that, hey, I deserve this place in this industry.
Yeah. So, what type of challenges do female drivers face that men never talk about, maybe, or just unaware?
Well, one of the biggest challenges for drivers, female drivers, is safety. At the end of the day, it's a female versus a male. So that is a huge concern in safety, being able to be out there on that road. Once again, you're, a female walking at a truck stop at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's safety concerns. You're a female that's walking around at a shipper or receiver at a location where it's pitch dark and you have to worry about wildlife as well as people. So those are big things that, big challenges. Sexual harassment, those are big challenges that's not really talked about. Same thing as mental health, and that's male or women, but even more women, because women are emotional. Women go through a lot of different things. We have a lot of stuff going on, especially for the women that have kids out there on the road. It can be challenging.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, let's look at some of those. So, are there any examples you can share for safety? Have you heard about it firsthand, or was it something that you've heard from someone you know?
Well, everything in my experience all come from firsthand, and that's the beautiful part about with the Queen of Trucking in 28 years of experience. I'm not one of those trucking mentors and coaches that have a lot of stories to tell. Oh, this was told to me this, this was told to me that. No, baby, I lived it and been all through it all. So whenever I talk about experiences, examples, scenarios, these are real life examples. So safety wise, one I would share is being in New Mexico one time, and my partner who drives with me whenever I'm on the road. She's, had a scenario of almost being trafficked right there at the truck stop, right outside of the truck stop. We were in New Mexico, Albuquerque, and again, it's real out there, that guy, he was adamant. He was serious. I stood all grounds. And I'm like, as I say with Medea, I've been big all my life. I wish somebody would mess with me. So I've never worried about my safety, but I definitely had to worry about her safety because she's a small, smaller girl and everything. And she happened I was with her that day. A lot of times she used to get out the truck by herself sometime, but this evening particularly, I walked out there with her. We went to the food truck, and the guy, from the time he walked by and made eye contact, you could tell he was up to something. So, but he was adamant. We had to get we walked back to the truck stop. The guy steady followed us. We got a male driver to walk us to the truck. He still persistently kept following us. So finally, I'm like, okay, no, we're not going to our truck. Even being walked by a male, did not care. There was a U-Haul truck that you never know if that was a U-Haul truck that was sitting there with women in it already, or what their emotion or motive was. So, we went back into the truck stop. They had armed security, so we let them know what's going on. And of course, the armed security got involved and ran the person off. And so we got to the truck, and honey, I hauled tail. and drove probably about an hour away from that area to another truck stop that I called previously about on the way there to let them know our scenario. And so they had parking waiting for us once we got there. So that was real life scenarios. Haven't had a lot of issues in regards to safety on the road. For the most part, once again, like I say, as a female myself, I'm 5'10" and I'm a big girl. So I I ain't worried about you messing with me. But at the end of the day, it happens all the time. So these are things that people have to be aware of, be mindful of. Of course, we carry mace and all that good stuff. Inside the truck, I always keep blades, and of course, butcher knives. I keep a butcher knife in every corner of my truck. So no matter which direction you enter my truck, you're best to be prepared. A bat and all that stuff, be ripe and ready. So, but honestly, you don't find a lot of that on the road itself. It's out there, it happens, but I always tell people, guard yourself. Don't be too relaxed. Never let your guards down. Never get too comfortable. Be mindful, especially how you're dressing out there. Don't be all provocative and provoking. And again, these are men, so that we're in sharing their space, sharing the space at truck stops. So do stuff that makes sense to keep yourself safe out there.
Yeah, yeah, we definitely don't want a target on us. I mean, sometimes you can't help to have the target on you,
Hmm.
even as a man working in an industry that's people. If they want to do something bad, they're gonna keep seeking it out. Like you said, that seems to be um, something that their brain is just wired to do. I guess we can't help
Yeah.
that, so it's not a job we got to go out and change their minds. But you said if we can tweak it and do a little certain things to get the target off of our back, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Try our best, right? That's all we can do. So yeah, how do you balance yourself while working in such a demanding environment? I mean, keeping the work home life balance.
Right. Well, nowadays, I'm a full time traveler, so all I do is travel. Been a full time traveler for about the last three and a half, about 4 years now. Kids are grown now, and I've done my duels and time over again over these years. So nowadays, I just enjoy my balance being traveling. So great thing about the trucking industry, you can take your business with you wherever you go. So no matter where I go, my business comes with me. My clients are taken care of, and again, most of my days are spent mentoring and teaching and coaching other people about this industry.
Beautiful. I love that. A lot of the things that keep me going, talking with individuals like yourself, keeps me going as well. So yeah, I mean, sometimes the internet and the connections aren't always the best. Um,
Mhm.
it's frustrating. I wish I had a place where I could fly people in
Yeah.
for the podcast. That'd be great, right?
Mhm.
So, HATA and representation. How did you become involved with African American Women Trucking Association?
I've been with them probably about a good couple of years now. Greatest opportunity ever. I love what they stand for. Again, co-owner and founder, co-founder, President Nicole. She's amazing. She has a true passion as well for this industry, and that's the part that aligned me with her is her true passion because that's where I come from a standpoint of. It's not about just money. It's not just about, oh, I have a business. It's not about, oh, I've been in the industry for 28 years. It's about my true passion. This many years later, I love everything about what I do, and I love being a voice for other women. So, and those are the things that aligned with AAWTA that I took on and ran with it. And I'm excited to be one of their certified trainers, also the Roadwise mentor. So, however I can help give back and help pave the way continually, I'm all for it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Keep it up. I mean, yeah, Nicole, Ada, it's a great team effort. You being a part of that, adding that value as well. I'm also happy to be a part of it myself. So you made what made you help women succeed in the industry? What would you say is a core value that you reach deep down inside that keeps you going?
Definitely determination. Seeing women being determined to make it, not just tap into a space that, hey, I'm unsure about and just back off, but hey, I might be unsure about it, but I'm going to stick in with it. And so that is the biggest thing is I love to see women who have determination, who's motivated by knowing that, hey, let me reach these goals. Yep, they're not the ideal, women in trucking is not your ideal woman most times, but hey, this is an avenue where if you're determined, you're consistent, you can make it happen. And I love sharing that space with other women to be determined to be able to make it happen and beat the odds of, hey, women can't be in trucking.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that determination too. When you see people fighting for something like that, fighting for a cause. I mean, I think comes down almost two types of people. Some people don't like the work, but then there's people that do. And so I love seeing just people, individuals, and especially women as well, fighting for the same cause. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So safety on the road, we talked about that. I mean, let's talk about the mental health and the wellness. I mean, like I said, it's two types of people. What makes people keep pushing? How did you protect yourself mentally while living on the road in the trucking lifestyle?
Well, for me, it was definitely a balance of enjoying life on the road. I never been in a trucking space to where it was just driving. It was just, oh, I pick up a load and I deliver the load and just do it over and over again, weeks and weeks and weeks and months at a time. I've always kept the balance for enjoying life because that's what it's about. It's not just about getting out there behind the wheel and, oh, you just seeing the cities and states from the freeway or just what the shipper or the receiver. I was one of those drivers that I booked my own loads everywhere go. I would let me go explore this city. Let me explore that state. Let me go ahead and enjoy this time. I believe in true balance. I get, massages faithfully. So even on the road, every 2 weeks, I would stop and get my massages, get my, just well care, taking care of myself out there, booking loads in between. That gives me the space that I need to properly rest. To be able to have time out of the truck, we'll park the truck and catch a Uber and catch a night out on the town or just enjoy just relaxing. And so that was my biggest balance with mental space is the balance. Now when you get drivers that get out there and they're weeks and weeks, mile after mile after mile, and you never see nothing more than that truck, the truck stop, the shipper and the receiver, that is hard. Also for families, drivers that have families on the road, it's hard being away from your family sometime. So for me, it's all about balance. No matter who you are out there on that road, whether or not you're on the road for a week at a time or 2 months at a time or however long, it's all about balance. Balance yourself out, but yet take care of yourself. And that's taking care of your mental right there.
I love talking to you. You're the queen of trucking. We got you here talking about real talk. I mean, you seem like there's no excuses. You're gonna get it done. What do you think about that headspace? You mentioned the self care, taking that time to pay yourself back, reward yourself. What if those things are frustrating? I mean, I know some women, they go get their nails done and they're trying to get into that schedule, trying to get their hair done, and it don't turn out the way they wanted it to turn out. I mean, it's just sometimes you try to do that self care, and it's just a hassle too.
Well, hey, as a woman myself, honey, I believe in you're gonna make it happen regardless. That's one thing us women know how to do is make it happen regardless. So if it's a woman that's insufficient to knowing how to arrange her stuff, she called me, honey. I schedule all your stuff. Where you going? Where you delivering at? Where you picking up at? Let's go ahead and schedule you some time to yourself to give you that balance of self-care. So there's no excuses on anything as to what we cannot do. At the end of the day, I believe in you make time for what works for you. And if you don't know how to do it, simply seek the help to be able to make it happen.
Nice, yeah. Have somebody you can lean on that can help you schedule that. Like you said, that's amazing. So don't give up, and don't use those excuses that I can't do this, I can't do that. So
No
nice.
excuses, right? We don't do
Yeah.
excuses and I don't promote excuses. And I tell all my members at the end of the day, honey, you in it for long term. You in it for longevity. You want everything that needs to work out for you. Create the life that you want. Don't be just settling for the life you're given. Create that life that you want. If you want to have a great life out there on the road, make it happen. Even for company drivers, like I tell company drivers all the time, get with your dispatcher. Yeah, you're not going to have the flexibility as an independent person or anything like that, but at least you can have some balance. Make sure your voice is heard. Don't just be silent and just dealing with this, that, and the other. Let it ball it all up, and now you're going crazy in the truck because you stressed. I don't believe in doing any of that. Life is too short to be stressed about anything nowadays.
So what how do you help somebody? Let's say they're struggling. You gotta, and they don't want to talk to somebody. They don't want to get the self care. They want to check out. They want to quit. What's one line you would give them? I seem like you're really good with words. What's one line you would give them?
Just keep going.
Just keep trucking, right?
Just keep going. That's
Keep
it.
keep trucking.
Keep on trucking. It ain't no other words. It's nothing. A person
Yeah.
is ready to check out, you got a choice to check out, kill yourself, and just never know if you would have made it, or you have an option to go ahead and keep on trucking, keep on rolling, and seeing how great you can be.
Yeah, you got me there. I was just, yeah. Some people like, yeah. Hopefully, yeah. Don't harm, no harming themselves. Please, we don't want that. Yeah, part of that's delivered. We want to make sure people are delivering success and a great story. So yeah, I love that. I love that. So male-dominated industry. We talked about that. The truth about trucking. What are some realities about trucking? Recruiters, social media. I mean, what do they don't? Is it that they don't talk about? That we're hearing one side.
And social media is the biggest set you up for failure if you go by just listening to social media, or as people like to come in and get the free training or the free coaching, and as we say, YouTube University or social media university. Half of the time, maybe the blind leading the blind. So I tell people all the time, honey, come in, get you some help that you need so you can really see the big picture. That way you can plan accordingly. Because if you're going based on what you're seeing on social media, honey, that's not the whole truth. A lot of people come into this industry, especially dispatchers or drivers. They come in thinking they're about to be a millionaire overnight. No, you're not. It takes time. It takes time and it takes time. You have to build the rapport. You have to build the connections. You have to build the relationships. You have to put the footwork in. And as I say, getting it out the mud, be prepared to get it out the mud. But first of all, learn the industry that you're in. Because a lot of people come in and they think that, hey, dispatching is just going to the load board and booking a load, getting some trucks and going to the load board. That is not trucking. That is not dispatching. You can't run a dispatching services company that way, nor run a full trucking company that way. You have to understand the industry that you're operating in. And that's what people fail to educate people on, or even to shed light on. It's so much more than trucking than what you just see on the forefront from social media. Come in and educate yourself so that way you know how you fit into this awesome industry.
I like that. That's beautiful. Um, let's try to break that down just a little bit. To break down some of that hesitancy. I mean, social media, those short videos have really gotten a long way with people, and they say, "Well, I hear you, but I'm gonna do it this way." What's one thing that would make a difference right off the bat when if they were to come in and talk with someone that you see it going a different way?
Getting the proper training. It's what it's all
That's
boiled down to. Getting the proper training, linking with people who know the industry, who can teach you the industry, who can teach you on how to understand how to have longevity in this industry. So that can go different ways. When you have people that come in and you get a lot of people that start trucking companies and they just go buy a truck because they had some money or good credit, but they have not a clue what to do once you buy the truck. So 3 months
yeah.
later, they're out of business, or 6 months later,
But
they're
break
out
that
of
down
business.
because a lot of people don't have a lot of money or means. They get in it, and it's almost like a hail mary. They want to just wing it, and they think they can pull it off without a lot of capital. What, what would you say?
I would say you're setting yourself up for failure if you go that route, only for the fact that you can have all the money in the world, but it'll go down the drain immediately if you're not doing things to protect yourself day one. Once again, by educating yourself, becoming aware of what it takes to be in this industry. Because that trial and error stage, it can be very costly. And yet you can have a lot of money, a lot of capital, a lot of credit, all of that stuff, but you'll spend so much of it just in the first 6 months just from trial and error. So if you can go ahead and just take time to learn it first, understand it first, that's your first investment. That's your first initial way of, hey, this is going to be something long term. Hey, this is something I can go in with knowing I don't have to question this, question that, or I don't have to worry about winging anything. I can go in confidently knowing that, hey, here's a plan of action put together and let's make it happen versus let me just go ahead and hope and pray that this works out for me.
Okay, yeah, I like it. And a lot of people get confused with that. They think, hey, I got a lot of money. They go to the wrong place. You got to go to AAWTA. They're going to help you. Like you're there. You're seeing it. It's a beautiful place to get started. Um, so I guess where do people go wrong? Is it just the idea? They think that they're going to lose money by talking with someone versus I can try to do this as much as I can with AI. Where did they go wrong? What switch should they not? What they avoid mentally to not go down that road?
Right. A lot of people go wrong with thinking that I can just do it and look at YouTube videos. I can just do it a lot of people go wrong when it comes down to getting started is because of the fact they want the overnight get rich type opportunity. They want to take the elevator instead of the stairs. So that's where first, people go wrong at. versus go ahead and putting a plan of action together first. By once again, it goes back to educating yourself on what
Okay.
it is that you're tapping into. Because if you don't understand it, how can you maximize? Once again, those type of people only see a piece of the corner of what this industry really offers.
So they probably just need to set aside maybe $1,000 or so and educate themselves first and see if this is something that's going to be a good fit for them. Just to pick a random number.
Right. And that's just based on who they're working with. Price is going to vary from person to person. So that's about them doing their homework, their research, their due diligence to find somebody that's reputable, somebody that has the experience, not just somebody that's been in it for 2 years or 2 months or 3 months. Get somebody that's seasoned. Get somebody that has seen it through the good, bad, and ugly, through recessions and all, through everything. So that way you know that you're working with somebody that, hey, we can trust year round and make money. Versus a person that's only seen it in a couple seasons, it's kind of hard. That's where we go back to the blind leading the blind. It's kind of hard for somebody to teach you something that they haven't experienced. It's kind of hard for somebody to teach you something that they just going based on he say or she say or this person experience or that person experience. But when you're dealing with experts, when you're dealing with people that are resourceful, just like with AAWTA, that's the part I love about AAWTA. It's so resourceful. Once you become a member of AAWTA, you have different things at your fingertip, and it's up to each individual to take advantage of it once you have access to it.
Nice. Check out the website, Save Your Money, Don't Blow Your Money, and talk to an expert, not just someone that claims they can do it, someone that has proven that they can do it. I like that. So, the truth about trucking, we some questions we want to throw at you is what's your favorite state to drive through?
Colorado, by far, most beautiful state ever.
It is
Then I would
very
say Montana. There's a lot of mountains, but that's the beautiful part. So you can't be a trucker that's scared of mountains or heights. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ride sitting that high up in the trucks. And that's always been my favorite is mountains, is to see it. Now, of course, we don't truck in the winter time. Those days are long gone. But if you ever get out there in the mountain time in the winter, it's so beautiful. As long as you don't get stuck on the mountain, it's beautiful.
yeah. What's the worst city? What's the worst part of trucking? Maybe something that you would avoid.
Traffic, New York, California, Chicago, Atlanta. But it comes with the territory. So
Yeah, you nailed it on those cities. Yeah, they're tough. Houston, Texas, all those too, man. What's your favorite truck stop snack?
well, I prepare food in the truck when I'm on the road. So I, of course, food prep and all that good stuff. So we can keep healthy and all that good stuff out there on the road. So, because if you're not keeping healthy, you're going to be sluggish and thinking you're going to be able to get through those miles every week. You're going to fool yourself. So, definitely recommend being healthy. Favorite truck stops are always Petro, TAs. When I shower, I prefer those more cleaner, much more cleaner and bigger. It's just
Yeah,
easier to navigate through those bigger truck stops as a female, having that space that you're needing and all that good stuff. Of course, I've shared at all the truck stops. I've been about all the truck stops you can imagine, except for the brand new ones or whatever. So, again, I've been trucking for many, many years over the road. So, living out on the road, hey, full force. So,
that's what's up. Do you prefer music or silence at times?
silence.
Yeah, can you hear the motor?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
drive in silence a lot of times. But of course, when you're driving 600 miles a day, 500 miles a day, 400 miles a day, sometimes you're going to change stations, your radio a million times. So mine is jazz music. I like the spa music, old school. I go through all the channels, throughout the week. I have my praise and worship days, then I just have my silent days to just meditate, pray, and just be one with the open road.
that's beautiful. Yeah, I can see why you did it so long and been so successful with it. Those are some of the small things that may have a big effect.
Mm.
Um, what's one thing always in your truck that you keep?
An atlas. Most drivers new nowadays have no clue what an atlas is or how to read an atlas. I believe I'm old school, so you never leave without that atlas. So because again, yep, back in the day we didn't have GPSs, we didn't have those type of things to navigate us from place to place. And even with GPS, you have signal, that goes out, so you don't want to get stranded. So having an atlas, it goes a long way. I never forget being I was delivering a load from California into Brownsville, Texas, or somewhere out that area. And it was in the middle of nowhere on the route back trying to get to 10, and no signal, no nothing, nobody to ask. Big old tractor trailer, so you can't just pull over, and the little small roads, mountainy area. And I utilized the sun and the atlas to get me back to Interstate 10 before dark, because I knew that, hey, as female drivers, we out here in the middle of nowhere, baby. We don't make it back to this freeway. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen. So I, of course, took time to map out my trip using again the sun as direction, and it got me right back to that Interstate 10 safely before dark, and was back on our way to California.
That's what's up. That's Yeah, that's real trucking right there. Keeping the atlas with you. Sometimes you think it's not necessary. You want the coffee, get on it and stuff like that, but you want to keep it in a good place where you keep it dry and stuff like that too. So,
Mm-hmm.
things can go wrong there too.
Yeah. Other thing is first aid kit. You got to have it. Anything happen out on that road, you want to be able to survive. It's not easy as a driver to get hurt out on the road, and you can get to a hospital, a medical facility ASAP. So you got to be able to have survivor skills. Again, I'm prior military as well, so my survivor skills are on point. So, but again, like I tell all drivers, like whenever I have drivers in my mentorship program and they have trucks coming on the road or they're getting on the road themselves, I provide a full list of must have things in your truck, things that you need just in case this goes down, just in case this go down, especially like for maintenance issues. If you need something to help you just to get to the next exit, you don't want to be stranded in the middle of nowhere or have to wait for roadside whenever certain things that you can just fix yourself by having, things in your truck to do small repairs.
That's awesome. I think that's great. I mean, you're looking out for your drivers. You're not just saying it, but you're actually providing those resources and those things that they can actually tap into and use on a day to day basis, and also feel secure out there. When you have those
Right.
things with you, you feel good. Not just having the proper paperwork with the truck, but also all of those extra things that people tend to overlook. So, like first aid kit. What's another thing that you would give advice for anyone that's starting out in trucking? We like to help out the young ones as much as we can on these episodes. They're looking at a career and they're kind of scratching their head. They're like, well, AI is going to take over. We got self-driving trucks. What's your opinion? What's some advice you would help them with?
Advice to young people that's looking to come into the industry: maintain a good driving record, maintain a good background. Because before you can get it even started with life and everything, if you've messed up your background and messed up your driving record, it's going to be hard to have a career in trucking. Other thing I would tell people to prepare for, not just driving, start coming in, looking to the full supply chain. Again, trucking is so much more than, just driving a truck. It's so many different opportunities in the trucking and the logistics space in itself. And when you go even bigger with it, in the supply chain itself, it's so much opportunities that you can tap into.
Yeah, you don't have to be behind the wheel. You can have the license and the ability to drive, but you can also provide a lot of help. Just having that license in your pocket is worth has a great value in itself, and the experience is
It's
good
our black
too.
card.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, hey, don't give that up. Yeah, you get your driver's license at 16, I think, in most states, and um, you don't realize how much freedom that gives you. You don't realize
Mhm.
at that age the value of your driver's license. Like you said, just that clean driving record. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't have that. I can't
Right.
say that, hey, I can't put the two dots together now because one dot's gone.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. What's help you keep a good driving record?
I'm driving Miss Daisy, honey. Whether or not I'm driving a car or a tractor trailer, I'm driving Miss Daisy. I'd go within the speed limit because safety over everything first. And you go into the safe speed, you have time to react if anything comes up. So that's what keep my license straight and good standings. Because again, I value what I do as part of my livelihood. Yes, I run a business every single day, and I don't drive all the time. But if I ever need to fall back on that driving money, I can always jump into any truck and know that my license is good to be on anybody's insurance.
There you go. That says a lot. So, what do you do to ease the stress for the traffic? There's a lot that you can't control. How do you also do that?
Well, for me, if I'm on the road, I'm booking loads. I'm not gonna book in loads that has to require to go in the middle of rush hour traffic. I don't like to even send drivers in areas. And it's the same thing I teach my dispatchers. When you're booking loads for your drivers, be mindful of the traffic within these different areas. If you know you're booking a load within this state or that state that has bad traffic, more time for them to be able to wait to after traffic is done if possible, and or just plan accordingly to give more time for them to safely get there without all the extra stress of having to be worried about, oh, I'm about to be late, I'm running out of time, so I got to drive extra fast and I'm risking my license, getting a ticket, getting points on my license, risking getting an incident, accident. So those are different things there.
Yeah, that's amazing. Great advice. Great advice from the Queen of Trucking. See why you have that name, because you definitely are on top of your game. So now go back to AAWTA and the representation there. What does it mean for you to be a part of AAWTA? What does that organization mean to you? Not for you or for Black American women. What would you say?
I would say it means a lot to me. Once again, I wish there were organizations like this back in the day when I was starting out in trucking. I wish there was places that we can have safe space. I wish there were people that advocated for us as women. We didn't have that back then. That was that trial and error. That was feel your way through it. You were in a hush hush industry. Still to this day, it's still a hush hush industry. But being a part of AAWTA and having people that can join AAWTA, having those resources that they need, having those tools, having access to mentors, having access to trainings, having access to somebody who's going to push you, encourage you, and tell you to keep on trucking. That means a lot to me with being a part of AAWTA.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel the same way. Um, well, we really thank you for sharing your insights. You have a lot of knowledge that I feel like I didn't even get into. So thank you so much for giving us a sample. I mean, all those years, all those experiences that you have. We definitely want you to continue to help us elevate the industry into a better place, and for African American women too, to see that, hey, they can do it. Maybe a challenging job, but it is something that is possible. And then, when you're younger, you're learning how to walk, and then you're able to run, and it's no big deal. It's second nature. So when you first get going, it may be a little overwhelming, but you're showing that it's possible that you can run with this thing. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So conversations like this matter because trucking is not just about trucking; it's much more. Moving freight and getting connections that will help you get the long haul, go the distance. So it's about independence, resilience, growth, and helping others find success in the industry. It still has plenty of room to grow. So I mean, even if AI and automation comes in, they also will need people to understand how the job should be done properly and
Hmm.
safely. So let's let everyone know. You can reach out to AAWTA. How can they reach out to you, or is there any way that they can connect with you and build a relationship that way as well?
Absolutely. Once again, I am Johnique Taylor, the Queen of Trucking, and you can reach me by phone, which is the easiest and fastest way, 404-960-1766. My email is Johnique Taylor at yahoo.com. That's JOHNIQUETAYLOR at yahoo.com. Or you can just reach me on my website at therealqueenoftrucking.com.
I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jenny. And we appreciate you coming on the show. And we'll definitely give a thanks to AAWTA. And very exciting what they got planned for the future. What's one thing you got working on in the pipeline that we can look forward to in the future?
Oh, yes, we're always working on everything growing, of course, moving forward within the industry in itself. I should be flying out tomorrow to meet with a manufacturer from China. Tomorrow to have a meeting on Wednesday. So we're moving forward within the supply chain in itself. Again, it's not just about trucking and logistics. There's so much more space available for people to get in on. So once again, we're always working on something that's going to keep us going for another 28 years in this industry.
Nice. Let's let everyone know that they can keep up and keep going just like yourself. The real queen of trucking. Appreciate you coming on, Johnique Taylor. Yes. So,
Thanks for
and
having me.
yeah, if anyone else wants to share this episode, have any comments or concerns, want to subscribe, please look for That's Delivered podcast. And I'm your host, Trucking Ray, and That's Delivered.